Hey guys, welcome back. This is Tarun again, back with another fitness video. So in this video, I want to talk about the kind of whey protein you should be taking. So what kind of protein is right for you? Whether is it concentrate, is it isolate, casein? And everybody talks about whey protein, what exactly whey protein is, and I'm surprised and I get shocked at times that most of the people don't even know whey protein is, and I know I've done a different video, a separate video on whey proteins, which I'm going to put a link in the description box. You may want to check it out and understand what exactly whey protein is. So, let me just kind of give you a refresher on whey protein. If you're wondering what exactly it is, whey protein is natural. It's a milk byproduct. It comes from cow's milk. So, if you're wondering that it has some steroidal compounds, which will help you grow, no. So whey protein will only help you repair your muscles, especially after a wear and tear session that happens in the gym. So what typically happens is that when you take milk has two components in it. One component is called the whey component, the other is called the casein. So in that two set of components, the whey only is about 20% in milk and 80% is all casein. So after about this whole processing and filtration, it's been dried out, and after that drying process, as part of cheese bioproduction, you get whey proteins. It's as simple and as complicated as you can make it to be. Now, in that filtration, when you're taking out whey proteins from milk, it goes through a lot of processes, which means that if you really want higher quality of proteins, so obviously, the typical average quality of protein, WPC, which is whey protein concentrate, which has about 70 to 80% of whey protein. If you were to further do filtration and further process it, it'll get down to 90%. Now, if you're a guy who's been training for over a year or two, and who's been taking proteins, and if you're one of those guys who does not have that much money to spend on different kinds of protein, because understand, whey protein is $1 billion industry, and every day there are different products coming in the market, and now with this whole Indian market taking a different leap, you have different set of Indian proteins coming our way. Now it becomes very important for you to choose the right protein for your own body. So what is the right protein for you and how you should choose it? Now, choose your whey protein depending on your goal. Now, if your goal is to pack on muscles, if your goal is to, and also understand your lifestyle. If your lifestyle does not allow you to eat 6 to 8 meals a day, so it becomes very important for you to invest in a protein which lasts in your body for a longer period of time. And what is that protein? It's concentrate protein, because it has about close to 80% WPC, which is whey protein concentrate. Now, the reason why I ask you to invest in a concentrate, because just imagine, isolates for that matter, it has about 90% protein. So the higher the quality of protein, the lesser time it stays in your body, and the higher the absorption of that protein. Don't get confused. Let me give you an example. Now, why do you want to invest in protein isolate? For a simple fact, because the gram per gram protein ratio is higher. In a 30 gram protein scoop, a concentrate would give you about 24 to 26 grams of whey protein, whereas in an isolate, it'll give you about 27 to 28 grams of protein, which is equivalent to 90% of protein. Now, if you were to take isolate immediately after you're working out, because it's more purer, because it has gone through a lot of filtration and processing, it'll get absorbed by your body a lot quicker compared to a concentrate, which may take about 15 to 20 minutes. That's why it's always a good idea to take whey proteins immediately after your workout. Now, this is the question that I get a lot from people, especially guys, that Tarun, protein is a protein. What if immediately after my workout, if I were to take eggs instead of whey protein? It's just protein, right? I can just take about 10 egg whites, and because it is equivalent to 3 grams of egg white per egg white, it's equivalent to about 30 grams. There's a difference. Eggs won't get absorbed into your body as quickly as whey protein does. So it becomes very essential for you to supply that whey protein in that 45-minute workout window that you have immediately after your workout. That way it becomes very essential for you to supplement whey protein, because you need that muscle repair. Now, We've talked about concentrate, we've talked about isolate. Now if you're one of those guys who are under shoestring budget, who don't want to spend, because remember, isolate protein costs a bomb. An average cost of a protein, an international protein, will be somewhere between about 4,000 to 6,000 rupees for 5 lbs, which is equivalent to 2 kgs. Means you're paying about close to 2,000 to 2,500 rupees per kg. And each box, which is 5 lbs box, will have somewhere between 60 servings, and 60 servings can last you for about a month if you were to take 2 scoops every day after your workout. But if you are a vegetarian and your options of whey proteins are very limited, so obviously then you may have to go from 2 to 4 scoops, which means from 30 days it may end up last you only for about 15 days. 5,000 for 15 days, which means 20,000 bucks for a month, that too just whey proteins. I think it's an exorbitant amount. That's why, guys, I keep telling you, invest in an Indian protein, because an Indian protein will cost you somewhere between 1,000 to 1,500 rupees per kilogram. They use an international quality protein called Saputa or Davisco, whichever one you want to go with, and it's more cost effective. Now this is more from a cost perspective. Now if you're one of those guys who want to watch out for the weight, who are keeping a low carb diet, then it makes good sense for you to invest in an isolate protein. Now isolate, the problem I told you, the problem with isolate protein is that because it gets absorbed faster in your body, it also doesn't stay long in your body, which means after half an hour of taking your whey protein, you're back to hungry again, and you're looking out for options, what do I eat? Whereas if you were to take concentrate, concentrate has about 80% protein in it, it'll keep you fuller for next 3 to 4 hours. That's why most of the meal replacement shakes, if you remember, there used to be a meal replacement powder called Myoplex, and still Labrada comes up with the different meal replacement. Most of these meal replacements don't have isolate protein content. They have concentrate. They don't have isolate blend. They have concentrate blend, which means they have isoflavons of concentrates and a blend of casein, a blend of isolate, everything put together so that you feel satiated and fuller for a longer period of time, with some carbs and process and some processing of fats as well. That's why, guys, don't always think about protein to protein ratio in investing in a protein powder. Think of your lifestyle first, think of your budget first, and think of your goal. If your goal is to pack on muscle and with that much amount of money, with 4,000 to 5,000 rupees, and you're a vegetarian, then it makes sense for you to invest in a concentrate protein. But if you have that much amount of money, you're rich, you can afford a luxury of an isolate protein, you can afford 2 boxes, about 4 to 5 kilos in a month, then you can go for isolate protein. But remember, then you have to pack your food along with your meals, because taking isolate by itself will make you feel hungry. And also women in the other regard, women can also take whey protein, and this is the biggest myth that women have, that they can get bulkier taking whey proteins. It's actually not. I'm going to do a different video on it, on women and how they can effectively use whey protein powder for maximum strength and recovery. So I hope this helps you. In summary and short, I'm going to summarize it for you. If you're a lean guy who wants to pack on muscle with shoestring budget, go with isolate protein. It'll be somewhere between 3,000 to 5,000 depending on international Indian brand. If you're one of those guys who has the money and plus who has a lifestyle and who can carry meals along with himself, then invest in an isolate protein with lesser amount of carbs and more amount of filtration in it. So I hope this helps you, and any one of you who have any questions around it, feel free to reach out to me either on my YouTube or on my Facebook channel, or even on my Instagram, and I'll be very happy to help you with your whey protein queries. So until we meet again, peace.